Falcha G Gwalif, my friends. That is Gaelic for welcome to Galway. I mean, that was my attempt at it. Let me know in the comments if it's correct. But welcome to the fourth largest city here in Ireland. This is an absolutely gorgeous city on the Wild Atlantic Way Road if you are on the west side of the country, very close to some of the most magnificent nature, which is why I would say that if you want to see the west and you want to have lots of amenities and be a great place that lots of tours go from, Galway is probably your best bet. But in today's video, we are going to focus on Galway itself because there is so much to do. It is known as Ireland's cultural capital because it is very much known for its art scene, for its music. It's also got some really great shopping, so let's go check it out. Nestled on Ireland's west coast, Galway began as a humble fishing village at the mouth of the River Corrib long before it grew into the cultural capital we know today. Its story truly began in the 13th century when the Anglo-Norman de Burgo family built a castle here, giving rise to a fortified town. In the centuries that followed, 14 powerful merchant families, known as the Tribes of Galway, took control and turned this walled port into one of Ireland's most important trading centres. Ships from Spain, France, and Portugal once filled Galway Bay, bringing in wine, silk, and spices, and exporting Irish wool and fish. The city's connection to Spain still lingers in names like the Spanish Arch, built in the 1500s to protect the bustling quays along the Corrib. But by the 19th century, Galway evolved once again, becoming a gateway to the west, a stronghold of Irish culture, and later a symbol of Ireland's artistic revival. Today, those echoes of history blend seamlessly with Galway's modern energy. You can walk the same streets as the tribes once did, stand by the old city walls, and feel centuries of stories beneath your feet. Galway isn't just a city of music and festivals, it's a living timeline of Ireland itself. So one of the very first things that I noticed as soon as I got to Galway was the river and how fast it is moving. I don't think I've ever seen a river move at this pace, and it's not surprising because the Corrib River is the fastest moving river in all of Europe. I'm actually surprised they don't have more, safety walls when you're kind of right beside it, because like heaven forbid, a little kid or even a dog or something, falls into there, or somebody not watching their step, and you would just get like carried out. It is pretty intense. So here we are in the Latin Quarter, friends, and this is definitely the heart of the city because it has these great pedestrian-only streets. It has a whole bunch of shopping, restaurants, and also a lot of live music, not only from the pubs, but as I can kind of see in front of me, there's a whole bunch of buskers that love to come out on these streets. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands, baby, I just wanna dance. My pretty Galway girl, my Galway girl, my Galway girl, my Galway girl. After a bit of an unexpected rain shower, we are here in Eyre Square. But this is, of course, a very important part of the city, and just over my shoulder here is also the bus and railway station. Depending on where you're coming from, of course, the bus or the train might be the better option. For example, I was very surprised that getting back to Dublin, there was very few direct bus routes. The railway is definitely the way to go, where they have multiple direct departures every single day, and I believe I paid like €15. And another thing that I would recommend to you guys before you come to Ireland so you can book your bus and railway tickets is to get an Eyre eSIM. They are the sponsor of today's video, but in my opinion, it really is the easiest way to stay connected when you are traveling and to also save yourself so much money when it comes to roaming fees. So if you guys would like to try it out, I'm going to have a link in the description, and also make sure you use my discount code of Alina3. Now, if you don't know what an eSIM is, it's basically like a digital SIM card where when you land in a new country, you don't have to go hunting for like a physical SIM card and then also have to get a new one when you enter a new country. It really saves you all of that hassle where you can just choose the plan that works for you. Eyre covers over 200 different countries and regions. So here in Ireland, for example, I would choose the Eurolink eSIM because that covers 42 different countries. And in my opinion, it really is so important to have data as soon as you land, because in that way you can, call an Uber, you can Google something, you can look on Google Maps where your hotel is. So as someone who has been using Eyre for over 3 years now, I would definitely recommend it. I will have a link down in the description, and also make sure you use my discount code of Alina3 to get $3 off your first eSIM. I had a friend who had been to Galway say that this was his favorite restaurant, so just water to start. Thank you. As you can see, we got full Irish breakfast. We have some seafood chowder, which maybe is what I will get. And of course they have some other Irish favorites like the stews, bacon and cabbage. I've actually never seen that before. All the basic things, but it's supposed to be really high quality food. Oh my god, this salad is absolutely huge. I ended up getting the seafood chowder, to get something very local, and it comes with, I believe it's called soda bread, right? It's a different kind of bread that they have here. But I just can't do, the heavy sort of meals that they have here in Ireland, which I love, but I can't eat every day. So I did just want to get a chicken salad, but this is a lot more food than I was expecting. So let's give the chowder a try. I actually don't know what they have in here. It looks like some kind of oysters or mussels, some different kinds of fish. And yeah, so far I just see oysters and fish, but let's give it a try. Oh, that is really nice. Definitely just made really, really fresh. Bread is also very hearty, so let's give that a try. Very, very nice. The salad, you guys know that it's just going to taste like lettuce and chicken. But yeah, the seafood chowders here in Ireland are super, super good. I just personally need more salads and fruit. That is my only complaint about food in Ireland. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Galway is a fantastic home base if you are looking to explore close by attractions like the Cliffs of Moher, Aran Islands, and Connemara National Park. In Galway, there are so many tour operators that can take you to these locations, whereas in the other cities along the Wild Atlantic Way, that's not as much of an option. Of course, you can drive yourself, but I personally found the rental prices to be very expensive in Ireland, and you also have to be used to driving on the opposite side of the road, which, to be honest, I found very intimidating. Now, as far as other things to do in Galway itself, it is mainly around the Latin Quarter where you will find most of the city's attractions and museums. I highly recommend walking along the city's beautiful waterways to Galway Cathedral. Completed in 1965, this is one of the city's most striking landmarks with its blend of Renaissance, Romanesque, and Gothic Revival style. Inside you'll find rich mosaics, stained glass windows, and beautiful marble floors from Connemara that reflect the local craftsmanship. Another worthwhile thing to check out is the Claddock Ring Museum, since that is a very important symbol of not only Galway, but also all of Ireland. If you've never heard of Claddock rings before, they have a very specific design of two hands holding a heart with a crown on top. The hands symbolize friendship, the heart love, and the crown loyalty. Together they form the motto associated with the ring, "Let love and friendship reign." Traditionally, they are given to a beloved as a promise or engagement ring and are then worn with the heart facing inwards. Of course, you can buy a Claddock ring for yourself, but if you happen to be single, the heart should face outwards. The ring is a symbol of Galway because it was founded in a small fishing village of Claddock just outside of Galway by Richard Joyce. Richard had a very tumultuous life where he was sold into slavery, but in that period he had learned the art of goldsmithing. When he was finally freed years later, he created this ring for his beloved who had waited for his return. So if you would like a great souvenir of Galway, I think a Claddock ring is a great place to start. So just beside the main shop selling the Claddock rings, I saw this store called Foxford Jewelry, which has Claddock earrings. And I thought, perfect. Like, to be honest, I'm not going to buy the ring for myself, but these earrings are super, super cute. And they were only €30 for actual sterling silver. So in my mind, that's actually pretty good. And yeah, what a nice little souvenir of Galway. If anyone was wondering what real estate prices are like here in Galway, it's not as crazy as Dublin, thank God. Dublin is honestly pretty insane. But as you can see here, you know, it is a big home, so fine. But 1.5 million euros for a 6-bedroom. So okay, that one's actually quite big. Let's look at this one, more reasonable. 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 550,000. And then here you have like townhouses, 3 bedrooms for, you know, about 450,000. Since I am coming up on the end of my time here in Ireland, I'll have one more video coming out, but I did just want to give, I guess, a sort of overview of what my very brief window into the country has been like as far as living standards. And of course, keep in mind, I have been to more touristy, you know, sort of places and just seeing the nature. But in their major centers like Dublin and Galway, I would actually say that they're pretty well taken care of. Like, I don't doubt there's a few rougher areas, but I feel like I walked around Dublin quite a bit. I took the public transport kind of farther out, and while yes, it's a very big difference on the outskirts compared to the city centre, it was still pretty good. In many ways, Ireland is actually one of the more expensive places to live in Europe, and that in many ways their economy has done fairly well. So I'm happy to see that they do seem to take care of their infrastructure and social services. But of course, that is just my first impression. So any locals, please let me know in the comments if that is at least somewhat accurate or what your experience has been.
Honey, I stay strong on my love. Thank you. All the time. Loose time.
Now, before I leave Ireland, there's one thing well, actually, there's two things. There's two things I've been meaning to try, and I hope today I will try both of them. Starting with Murphy's ice cream that is made in Dingle, just a few hours from here. Yesterday there was a line out the door, but look at this. Today's not too bad. And they have some really unique flavors like Irish brown bread, Dingle sea salt, chocolate whiskey, and Dingle gin. So I have to try it.
Do you like to eat them all yourself, Jennifer?
Hi there.
How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
You know what? I'm having the best day. It's just so nice. Would you like a little try of some ice cream flavors yourself?
Sure. I'm really curious about the Irish brown bread.
Weirdly amazing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Irish brown bread. Let's try it.
Just my one honeycomb. Come and ready.
It's good. It's obviously good. It's just a totally different flavor than I was expecting, but I mean, I don't know what red kind of ice cream would be, but it's very unique. All right, so I got my ice cream and I decided on chocolate whiskey, which sounds amazing, and fresh Irish strawberry, because that's usually one of my favorite basic ice cream flavors. I just realized, how am I going to try this? Okay, I have to like try and hold this in my other hand and then scoop it with this one. So let's try the Irish whiskey first. Oh my God. You guys, it is so freaking good. They say that there's actually a bit of alcohol percentage in it, and they use like, you know, obviously an Irish whiskey. That is really nice. And now let's try the strawberry. Incredible. Well, I can say with absolute certainty, Murphy's is a must. So, the second thing that I have not yet tried in Ireland or ever, believe it or not, is an Irish coffee. If you too haven't tried an Irish coffee, what it is basically coffee, Irish whiskey, but with a bit of brown sugar and also whipped cream. So I don't think it's a stretch to assume that I'm going to like this. Let's give it a go. Oh, that is strong. That is a lot stronger than I was expecting, but very, very tasty. The reason that I came to this bar is because they are supposed to have a live Irish music show at 6 o'clock, but I don't know, it's almost 6 and I don't see a band, so I hope they will show up, because that would be a great end to the night. I can absolutely see why Galway is incredibly popular with tourists. It really is such a beautiful and scenic city. Once again, a very big thank you to Eyre for sponsoring today's video. They really are an amazing travel companion, so if you guys want to get in on the deal, I'm going to have a link in the description, and make sure you use my code Alina3 to get $3 off. As I mentioned before, my next video is going to be of the cliffs of Moher and one of the Aran Islands. It truly is such an amazing place, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But as always, I am sending you guys so much love. Keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.